The House will come to order. The following bills and resolutions on first reading and referral to committee. The clerk will read the bills and resolutions.
HB 19 by Meyer relating to the issuance of the repayment of the debt by local governments, including the adoption of an ad valorem tax rate and the use of ad valorem tax revenue, the repayment of the debt, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 40 by Landgraf relating to the Business Court, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 44 by Guerin relating to the exception of the otherwise prohibited abortion based on the physician's reasonable medical judgment, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 45 by Hull relating to the duty of the Attorney General to prosecute human trafficking criminal offenses, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 47 by Howard relating to the sexual assault and sexual offenses, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 48 by Darby relating to the creation of an organized oil field theft prevention unit within the Department of Public Safety, refer the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 49 by Darby relating to the fluid oil and gas waste and products and the byproducts of the waste, refer the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 101 by Guillen relating to the State Guard Professional Task Force, refer the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 102 by Wilson relating to the early registration for certain students at public institutions of higher education, refer the Committee on Higher Education. HB 103 by Troxclair relating to the creation and maintenance of the database of taxing units, bonds, taxes, and bond-related projects, providing of criminal penalty, refer the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 300 by Wilson relating to the scholarships under the Texas Armed Service Scholarship Program, refer the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1585 by Bella Montgomery relating to the areas of operation of the Housing Finance Corporation, refer the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1590 by Gates relating to multifamily residential developments owned by public facility corporations, refer the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1595 by Gates relating to the public housing authorities authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2401 by Munez relating to the jurisdiction of the county courts of the Hidalgo County, refer the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2402 by Rose relating to the determination of fees, charges, and rates of certain benefits under Medicaid, refer the Committee on Human Services. HB 2403 by Leo Wilson relating to prohibition on governmental contracts with the Chinese companies for certain information communications technology authorizing civil penalty, refer the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2404 by King relating to the authorities of certain counties to impose a hotel occupancy tax, refer the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2405 by Reynolds relating to the emergency detention of persons with a mental illness in a mental health facility and certain best practices for the courts of jurisdiction over mental health matters, refer the Committee on Public Health. HB 2406 by Reynolds relating to the regulation of group home facilities, including optional county and municipal permitting requirements authorizing a fee, creating criminal offenses, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 2407 by Caprileon relating to increasing the criminal penalty for the failure of certain sex offenders to comply with the sex offender registry requirements, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2408 by Tupper relating to the authority of certain municipalities to pledge to certain tax revenue the payment of the obligations related to and certain tax revenue derived from the hotel and convention center projects, or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2409 by Kane relating to the prohibition on government contracts with Chinese companies for certain information and communication technology authorizing civil penalty and creating criminal offense, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2410 by Leo Wilson relating to granting charters to certain public and private institutions of higher education for open enrollment charter schools, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2411 by Little relating to the enforceability of certain non-disclosure and confidentiality provisions with respect to acts of sexual abuse committed against a child, or for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2412 by BUC relating to the health benefit plan coverage for certain obesity medications, or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 2413 by Garcia Hernandez relating to the authority of the county to dispose of sensitive media devices, or for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2414 by Cole relating to the eligibility of certain first responders for the workers' compensation benefits for the post-traumatic stress disorder under the workers' compensation system, or for the Subcommittee on the Workforce. HB 2415 by Cole relating to designation of portion of the Farm to Road 496 in Travis County as a senior officer levels Andy Trailer Memorial Highway, for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2416 by Hefner relating to the unauthorized vote for the delegate and alternate delegate of the federal Article 5 Convention for creating criminal offense, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2417 by Campos relating to the eligibility of certainly wrongful imprisoned persons for compensation and the expunction of arrest records and files in the case, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2418 by Harris relating to the waiver of certain examination requirements for certain applicants for engineering license, or for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2419 by Gonzales of El Paso relating to the special education and special education funding on this foundation school program, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2420 by Gonzales of El Paso relating to the requiring each public institution of higher education to designate a Title VI coordinator, or for the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2421 by Howard relating to the dissolution of the Safe Historic Muni District, for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2422 by Goodwin relating to the seller's disclosure regarding water services for the water rights and residential real property, for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2423 by Goodwin relating to the exemption for the definition of abortion for the treatment of miscarriage, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 2424 by Hayes relating to the acceptable form of photo identification for the purposes of voting, or for the Committee on Elections. HB 2425 by Goodwin relating to the purposes and the programs administered by the Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, or for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2426 by Garcia Bear relating to the assessment of the use of the surplus government property to provide houses to the homeless veterans, or for the Subcommittee on on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2427 by Canales relating to the route designation of an issuance of a permit for the movement of an oversized and overweight vehicles for certain routes in Hidalgo County, or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2428 by Canales relating to certain reimbursements and discounts allowed for the collection and the repayment of sales and use taxes, or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2429 by Vendia relating to the funding for the commercial service airport projects, or for the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2430 by Caprileon relating to prohibiting sex offenders for residing or loitering a certain distance of certain locations with children commonly gathered for participating in Halloween activities, creating criminal offense, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2431 by Vendia relating to the permit authorizing the movement of certain vehicles transporting an intermodal shipping container, or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2432 by Guillen relating to the ad valorem taxation, or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2433 by Guillen relating to the collection of the state, municipal, and county hotel occupancy taxes by accommodation intermediator, or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2434 by Placer relating to the purchase of the service credit by certain members of the Employee Retirement System of Texas, or for the Committee on Pension Investments and Financial Services. HB 2435 by Rodriguez Ramos relating to the basic allotment and guaranteed yield in the foundation school program, including an adjustment in those amounts to reflect the inflation, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2436 by Hafner relating to the exception of the application for the offense of the deadly conduct for certain peace officers discharging official duties, or for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2437 by Rosenthal relating to the adoption amendment of the annual budget by certain emergency service districts, or for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2438 by Darby relating to the operations and administrations of the County Hospital District, or for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2439 by Curry relating to the abolishment of Texas Health Commission and transfer of its functions to the Department of Agriculture, or for the Committee of Agriculture and Livestock. HB 2440 by Curry relating to the authority of the state agency of the state air quality implementation to impose in certain restrictions with respect to the motor vehicle, including motor vehicle powered by an internal combustion engine, or for the Committee on Energy Environmental Regulation. HB 2441 by BC relating to the delivery and direct shipment of malt beverages to consumers, creating criminal offense, or for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2442 by BC relating to the application of early voting ballot by mail, or for the Committee on Elections. HB 2443 by Hicklin relating to requiring the Texas Education Agency to prepare a report regarding public education mandates, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2444 by Hicklin relating to the creation and the criminal offense of the harmful communication to a minor, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2445 by Dutton relating to the carcinogenic risk level and the development of certain environmental remediation benchmarks, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2446 by Dutton relating to the affidavits concerning cost and necessities of services and civil actions, for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2447 by Moody relating to the eligibility of criminal defendants of a non-disclosure of criminal record history information, certain offenses committed when younger than 25 years of age, or for the Committee on Corrections. HB 2448 by Moody relating to the waiver of defendant's arrangement, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2449 by Hicklin relating to the discovery requirements of the pros to defendants in a criminal case, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2450 by King relating to the elevator inspection requirements in a building of 4 stories or less, or for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 2451 by King relating to the courses in personal financial literacy and economics for high school students in public schools, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2452 by Cole relating to the provision of solid waste disposal services by certain counties, authorizing a fee creating a criminal offense, or for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2453 by King relating to the authority of the Railroad Commission of Texas and the Public Utility Commission of Texas to address a failure by the operator to maintain electric power line serving a well site or surface facilities in accordance with the National Electric Code, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2454 by Toth relating to the unauthorized entry, occupancy, sale, rental, lease, advertisement for sale, rental, or lease, or convenience of real property, including the removal of unauthorized occupants of a dwelling, creating criminal offenses, or for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2455 by Canales relating to the maximum weight of a vehicle or combination of vehicles operating a port or entry on certain roads associated with the near port of entry, or for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2456 by Slauson relating to the flying and display of flags at public schools, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2457 by Meyer relating to the redesignation of a portion of the U.S. Highway 287 by Wilbur County of the Molly Mullins Memorial Highway for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2458 by Verdell relating to the defense of the prosecution, the offense of the aggravated assault, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2459 by Leach relating to the state of the proceedings of the pending and interlocutory appeal of the denial of the motion to dismiss an action involving the exercise of certain constitutional rights, or for the Committee on Criminal Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2460 by Leach relating to the Attorney General's defense of a district and the county attorney against certain lawsuits in a federal court, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2461 by Leach relating to increasing criminal penalty for the offense of the criminal mischief involving impairment of the distribution of a retail motor fuel pump, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2462 by Leach relating to the use of a high occupancy vehicle lane by an operator of the vehicle who is pregnant, for the Committee on Transportation. HB 2463 relating to the award of compensatory damages for the certain delay on governmental construction contracts, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2464 by Hafner relating to the authority of a municipality to regulate a home-based business, or for the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 2465 by Reynolds relating to funding the agricultural programs in Texas A&M and Prairie View A&M University. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2466 by Reynolds relating to the inquiries about and the considerations of criminal offense history information regarding applicants for employment. Refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 2467 by Van Dieter relating to the compensation and benefits for certain peace officers commissioned by the State Fire Marshal. For the Committee of Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2460 by Harris relating to the right of a purchaser to terminate a contract of the purchase of the sale of the real property for failure to provide a notice that the property is located in a public improvement district. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2469 by Rosenthal relating to the access of certain internet websites in public schools. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2470 by Verdell relating to the age at which a person cannot otherwise prohibit a handgun or the state and federal law for possessing a handgun from may carry a handgun or is eligible for a license to carry a handgun. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2471 by Simmons relating to the security deposits collected by a municipal utility district. For the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2472 by Simmons relating to the payment of gratuities to tipped employees creating a criminal offense. Referred to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 2473 by Simmons relating to the emergency issuance premium relief programs for certain residential property insurance policies. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2474 by Simmons relating to a study regarding the education and retention of gynecologists in the state. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease and Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 2475 by Simmons relating to the medical education coursework and cultural competence and implicit bias. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2476 by Simmons relating to the grant program for living expenses for certain students enrolled at public institutions of higher education. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2477 by Simmons relating to the coverage of dual services under certain group benefit plans for governmental employees and retirees. For the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2478 by Tellerico relating to the reporting of certain information regarding medically necessary debt for the Consumer Report. For the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2479 by Guerin relating to the entities that provide cable or video services. For the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2480 by Tellerico relating to the municipal and county regulation of accessory dwelling units. Refer to the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 2481 by Curry relating to the exemptions from sales and use taxes of clothing and footwear and certain school-related items. Or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2482 by Curry relating to the prohibition and chronic waste, disease, contaminant zones, and surveillance zones established by the Parks and Wildlife Commission of the Parks and Wildlife Department. For the Committee on Culture and Recreation and Tourism. HB 2483 by Curry relating to the account for construction retentage. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2484 by Curry relating to account for construction retentage. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2485 by Voe relating to the personal leave for wellness provided by public school employees. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2486 by Hefner relating to the files maintained by the law enforcement agencies regarding certain employees of an agency. Refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2487 by Villalobos relating to the hearing of the refusal of the issue for the disposition of a vehicle title. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 2488 by Bell of Kaufman relating to conducting certain contested hearing cases under the Texas Workers' Compensation System remote communication. Refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 2489 by Tellerico relating to the creation of the Office of Youth and Health and Safety. Refer to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 2490 by BC relating to the student access of certain academic records held by public institutions of higher education or career school or college authorizing a fee. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2491 by Tellerico relating to the use of algorithmic devices and determination of residential rental properties. Refer to the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2492 by Bowers relating to the period for which a person arrested by certain crimes involving family violence may be held after a bond is posted. For the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2493 by Bowers relating to the regulation of certain eviction-related service businesses. For the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2494 by Craddock relating to the annexation of certain municipalities for failure to provide services. Or for the Committee of Land and Resource Management. HB 2495 by Dutton relating to the certain rights of the sole manager, conservatorship, and a child, or relationship, and a child's enrollment in school. For the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2496 by Dutton relating to the required firings of the issue protective order within the Commission of the Family Violence. Or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2497 by Guerin relating to the automatic expunction of arrest records and files for public safety employees who successfully complete a public safety employees treatment program. Or for the Committee of Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2498 by Leach relating to the consequences of the criminal conviction of a person's eligibility for the occupational license. Or for the Committee on Corrections. HB 2499 by Gertis relating to the placement of minimum salary schedule for the public school employees. Or for the Committee of Public Education. HB 2500 by Spiller relating to the certain proceedings of the Public Utility Commission of the Texas regarding sewer or water service. Referred to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2501 by Durazio relating to the authority of the political subdivision to use public money to provide legal services in the removal proceeding of individually lawful present in the United States, refer the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2502 by Durazio relating to the software installation of certain voting equipment, refer the Committee on Elections. HB 2503 by Durazio relating to the maintenance of the statewide voter registration list, refer the Committee on Elections. HB 2504 by Hayes relating to the fees changed by certain property owners associations for the resale certificates and updates of resale certificates, refer the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2505 by Durazio relating to the notification provided by municipality or retail public utility in the municipalities intent to provide water or sewer service in unincorporated or annexed areas, refer the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2506 by Durazio relating to the rates of sewer utility provided by certain municipal-owned utilities, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2507 by Leach relating to the automatic orders for the non-disclosure of criminal record information for certain misdemeanor defendants following successful completion of a period deferred adjunction community supervision, refer the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2508 by Turner relating to the exemption from ad valorem taxation of the residential homestead of a surviving spouse of a veteran who died as a qualifying condition of a disease, refer the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2509 by Turner relating to the basic allotment, school safety allotment, and guaranteed yield in the foundation school program, including an adjustment of those amounts to reflect inflation, refer the Committee on Public Education. HB 2510 by Turner relating to the assisted living facility operations and the provisions of certain services to the assisted living facility residents without a license, creating criminal offense, or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 2511 by Turner relating to the exemption from sales and uses taxes of certain efficient products for the limited period for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2512 by Guerin relating to the release of the municipal extraterritorial jurisdiction of petition by election, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2513 by Tepper relating to paid leave of absence for public employees serving as a fire protection personnel who are engaged in certain military services, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2514 by Moody relating to the eligibility to participate in certain drug court programs, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2515 by Martinez Fisher relating to the prohibiting insurance from requiring bundling of personal automobile residential property insurance policies, for the Committee on Insurance. HB 2516 by Guillen relating to the eligibility of certain individuals 65 age or under to purchase Medicare supplement benefits, refer the Committee on Insurance. HB 2517 by Berry relating to the applicability of premium maintenance taxes to Texas Windstorm Insurance Association, Texas Fair Plan Association, for the Committee on Insurance. HB 2518 by Berry relating to the use of installment premium payment plans on the Texas Windstorm Insurance Association policies, refer the Committee on Insurance. HB 2519 by Holt relating to the disclosures required to record an instrument conveying real property, refer the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 2520 by Johnson relating to the open meetings, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 2521 by Cook relating to the regulation of airports, refer the Committee on Transportation.
HB 2522 by Dean relating to fingerprinting requirements for the issuance of dealer general distinguishing numbers to certain persons, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 2523 by Lopez of Cameron relating to the designation of the portion of State Highway 4 in Cameron County as the Deputy Constable Ruben Garcia Highway, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 2524 by Cook relating to recovery fees, court costs, and expenses in family law proceedings, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2525 by Darby relating to exemption from ad valorem taxation of certain property owned by a charitable organization that is engaged in providing housing and related facilities and services to persons who are at least 62 years of age, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2526 by A. Davis of Dallas relating to the school district grace period policies and the provision of meals to public school students with insufficient balances in prepaid meal cards or in meal accounts, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2527 by King relating to prohibiting lobbyists from representing certain aliens or foreign entities providing a criminal penalty, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2528 by Busey relating to health benefit plan coverages or prescription drugs for opioid or substance use disorders, for the Committee on Insurance. HB 2529 by Dean relating to the annual state salary supplement for certain county judges, refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 2530 by Cook relating to special appointments and suits affecting the parent-child relationship, for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2531 by Mesa relating to the reimbursement rate for meals provided under the Home Delivered Meals Program, for the Committee on Human Services. HB 2532 by Schaffner relating to the licensing and regulation of certain advanced practice registered nurses, authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2533 by Reynolds relating to the removal of a conservator, board of managers, or other alternative management of a campus of school district in certain circumstances, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2534 by Morales of Harris relating to the right of an employee to time off from work if the employee or the employee's child is a victim of family violence or violent felony offense, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 2535 by Leach relating to the determination of resident status of students by public institutions of higher education, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2536 by Leach relating to the purchase or acquisition of a title of the real property by certain aliens or foreign entities or creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2537 by Leach relating to the provisions of claims assistance services to veterans, for the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2538 by Kane relating to the chemical castration treatment as a condition of parole for certain releases, creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 2539 by Kane relating to creating a criminal offense for prosecutorial misconduct, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB HB 2540 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the issuance of specialty license plates and recipients of the certain Texas military awards, referred to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2541 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the waiver to state park entrance, admission, and vehicle entrance fees for certain holders of state parkland passports and their immediate family members, referred to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 2542 by Kitzman, relating to the establishment of a work group to study the recommendations on certain services needed by individuals with intellectual or developmental disability, referred to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2543 by Orr, relating to requiring the display of a broadband provider's name on logo when performing on the real property of another, refer to the Subcommittee on Telecommunications and Broadband. HB 2544 by Orr, relating to student loan repayment assistance for certain nurses employed by a long-term care facility, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2545 by Gerdes, relating to the establishment of rural workforce training grant program for the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 2546 by Tepper, relating to vehicles eligible for replacement under the Clean School Bus Program, for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 2547 by Kane, relating to prohibited manufacture and sale of motor vehicles equipped with a remote vehicle disabling technology, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2548 by Harris, relating to the prohibition on public institutions of higher education requiring students to enroll in certain courses to complete certificate or degree program using courses as such to satisfy general education requirements, finding such courses using state appropriations, or requiring related facility practices and freshman student orientation at those institutions, refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 2549 by Lowe, relating to the inclusion of person's sex on driver's license, commercial learner's permit, and personal identification certificates, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2550 by Cook, relating to training of certain members on the Board of Directors of an appraisal district, for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 2551 by Fairley, relating to sexually explicit visual material, for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2552 by Kane, relating to the prohibition of tolls on highways that was subject to a comprehensive development agreement terminated by a toll project, an entity, refer to the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2553 by Ashby, relating to certain ad valorem tax-related studies conducted by a comptroller of public accounts, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2554 by Allen, relating to the payment of certain employer contributions for employed retirees of the Teacher Retirement System of Texas, for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2555 by Allen, relating to the payment of a fee for the administration of bilingual education certificate examination, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2556 by Frank, relating to certain healthcare transaction fees and payment claims and inclusions of natural provider identifier on the payment claim, or providing an administrative penalty, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2557 by Jones of Dallas, relating to prior authorization of prescription drug benefits related to treatment of chronic health conditions, for the Committee on Insurance. HB 2558 by Dutton, relating to child support obligation of an obliger during the obliger's confinement in jail or prison, for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 2559 by Patterson, relating to an imposition by a municipality of a moratorium on property development in certain circumstances, for the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2560 by Schaffner, relating to the creation of Adopt a County Road Program, for the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 2561 by Pearson, relating to the meeting place of a board of a municipal utility district, for the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 2562 by Isaac, relating to a limitation on the salary of superintendents and chief executive officers of school districts and open enrollment charter schools, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 2563 by Ashby, relating to the establishment of the temporary prescribed burn manager self-insurance pool, authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2564 by Wilson, relating to the valuation of Defense Economic Adjustment Assistance grant applications, for the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 2565 by Isaac, relating to prohibiting certain additives from being included in food and drinks provided by the school districts, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2566 by Spiller, relating to the enforcement of state and federal immigration laws by state agencies, local entities, and peace officers, creating a civil penalty, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2567 by Goodwin, relating to the equipment used or intended for use in testing or analyzing a controlled substance, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2568 by Harris Davila, relating to the compliance agreement for the suspension of an enforcement action against a regional water supply, sewer, wastewater treatment, or solid waste disposal services for certain violations, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 2569 by Hicklin, relating to the applicability of certain parental notification requirements of school districts of innovation, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2570 by Bryant, relating to the extreme risk protective orders and certain other protective orders prohibiting possession of a firearm, creating criminal offenses, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2571 by Rodriguez Ramos, relating to the prosecution of officers' offenses of unlawful carrying of certain weapons and unlawful transfer of certain weapons, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2572 by Harrison, relating to the authority of a public library to financially support the American Library Association, refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 2573 by Wally, relating to Medicaid coverage and reimbursement of doula services, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 2574 by Harrison, relating to the vote required to approve the issuance of general obligation bonds by a political subdivision, refer to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 2575 by Shaheen, relating to the elimination of certain tax procedures receipts deposited to the allocation of the horse industry escrowed purse account. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2576 by Harrison, relating to the Victims of Communism Remembrance Day in public schools and the inclusion of an understanding of victims of communism. Remembrance Day is the essential knowledge and skills for government or the social studies curriculum for a public school. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2577 by Harrison, relating to the contents of notice to a taxable entity that fails to file a franchise tax report when due. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 2578 by Wale, relating to a landlord and tenant dispute information reported by courts and published on a publicly accessible internet website. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 2579 by Olcott, relating to the use of public school as a polling place. Refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 2580 by Hull, relating to the study on health benefit plan coverage for certain treatments of traumatic brain injuries. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2581 by Hull, relating to the information required to the payment of services provided through the Thriving Texas Families Program. For the Committee on Public Health. HB 2582 by Hull, relating to the rights of victims, guardian of a victim, or close relative of a deceased victim to information regarding a defendant's parole. For the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2583 by Hull, relating to a group benefit plan policy or contract holder's obligation to pay premiums on behalf of the individual after the individual's eligibility for group coverage terminates. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 2584 by Landgraf, relating to the authority of the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality to issue permits for the land application of water produced from certain mining and oil and gas extraction operations. For the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 2585 by Rodriguez Ramos, relating to the capacity of minors' consent to contraception-related examination or medical treatment. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2586 by Rodriguez Ramos, relating to the minimum standard for pregnancy resource centers. For the Committee on Public Health. HB 2587 by Olcott, relating to the annual report on certain uncompensated hospital care costs. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2588 by Hull, relating to a cottage food production operations. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 2589 by Olcott, relating to the chairman of the Juvenile Board of Parker County. Refer to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 2590 by Olcott, relating to the punishment for the offense of indecent exposure. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2591 by Olcott, relating to the operation of Juvenile Justice Alternative Education Program. For the Committee on Public Education. HB 2592 by Olcott, relating to the operation of a Juvenile Justice Alternative Education Program in certain counties. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2593 by Metcalf, relating to increasing the criminal penalty for the offense of indecent assault against a disabled or elderly individual. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2594 by Metcalf, relating to the venue for prosecution of certain criminal conduct involving theft. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2595 by Kane, relating to prohibiting certain dealings with foreign adversaries by public schools and public institutions of higher education, providing civil penalties, creating criminal offenses. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 2596 by Metcalf, relating to the issuance of certain protective orders for certain burglary offenses. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 2597 by Leo Villalobos, relating to the providing a delay in the implementation of certain changes to the assignment of performance ratings under the public school accountability system. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2598 by Button, relating to the school psychologist license under the Occupations Code. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 2599 by Kane, relating to prohibiting state agencies from engaging in certain transactions with certain statewide periodicals or internet news websites. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 2600 by Kane, relating to the purchase of periodicals by state agencies and certain state officers and to prohibiting state agencies from providing financial support to news media. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 116 by Verdell, proposing a constitutional amendment providing the federal authority to regulate the manufacture, possession, sale, or use of firearm accessories, and ammunition in this state is not recognized by the state. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 117 by Lopez and Cameron, proposing a constitutional amendment authorizing legislator to exempt from ad valorem taxation all or part of the market value if the resident homestead of certain disabled veterans and their surviving spouses. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HJR 118 by Toth, applying the Congress of the United States to call all convention under Article 5 of the United States Constitution for a limited purpose, proposing an amendment to the Constitution to limit in terms of office for members of Congress. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 119 by Campos, proposing a constitutional amendment authorizing the legislature to provide an exemption from the ad valorem taxation bar to the market value of residence homestead of a partially disabled veteran or their surviving spouse as such veteran based on the disability rating of the veteran. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HJR 120 by Meyer, proposing a constitutional amendment for protecting children by allowing the retroactive laws regarding civil causes of action arising out of child sexual abuse. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HJR 121 by Holt, proposing a constitutional amendment to require the future constitutional amendments to become effective only if approved by the majority of the voters of at least 3/4 of the counties at state. Refer to the Committee of State Affairs. HJR 122 by Howard, proposing a constitutional amendment authorizing certain persons of age under 18 to vote in primary elections. Refer to the Committee on Elections. HJR 123 by Howard, proposing a constitutional amendment establishing an independent redistricting commission to establish districts for election of the members of the United States House of Representatives elected from this state, the Texas Senate, and the Texas House of Representatives. Refer to the Committee on Redistricting. HJR 124 by Howard, proposing a constitutional amendment creating the State School Health and Safety Fund to provide financial support for the projects and to improve the physical and mental health of public school students and to enhance the safety of public schools in the state. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HJR 125 by Zwiener, proposing a constitutional amendment requiring the state to pay at least 50% of the cost of maintaining and operating public school system and prohibiting the comptroller from certifying legislation containing an appropriation for public education unless the requirement is met. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HJR 126 by Howard, proposing a constitutional amendment dedicated certain general revenue that would otherwise be transferred to Economic Stabilization Fund of the Texas Water Fund. Refer to the Committee on Appropriations. HJR 127 by Kane, proposing a constitutional amendment guaranteeing the right of every person to keep and bear arms. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HJR 128 by Kane, proposing a constitutional amendment regarding the terminology used in the Texas Constitution to refer to the partially landlocked body of water, the southeastern periphery of the North American continent. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 129 by Hopper, proposing a constitutional amendment requiring the board members of the Texas Water Development Board to be elected by qualified voters at a general election instead of appointed by the governor. Refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HJR 130 by Busey, proposing a constitutional amendment establishing an individual's rights to personal reproductive autonomy. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 103 by Simmons, expressing support of the Texas Health and Human Services Commission of application to the cell and gene therapy access model through the Centers of the Medicare and Medicaid Services and its Center for Medicare and Medicaid Innovation. For the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HCR 104 by Louderback, designating Matagorda County as the official birding capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 105 by Toth, designating June 3rd as Vaccine Injury Awareness Day for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. The following resolutions are being referred to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. HR 490 by Buckley, HR 491 by Guillen, HR 492 by Dyson, HR 494 by Morales and Maverick, HR 495 by Ashby, HR 496 by Wu, HR 497 by Schofield, HR 499 by Campos, HR 500 by Moody, HR 502 by Meza, HR 504 by Tinderholt, HR 505 by Spiller, HR 506 by Bumgarner, HR 507 by Bumgarner, HR 508 by Paul. The following resolutions by Zwiener are being referred to the Committee on Local Consent Calendars. HR 509 through HR 512 and HR 522 through HR 524, HR 513 by Shaheen, HR 515 by Ashby, HR 516 by Paul, HR 517 by Olcott, HR 519 by Reynolds, HR 520 by A. Davis Adalis, HR 521 by Luther.
Without objection, the House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. Tuesday.